How's it going, guys? Motor City Miner here, coming at you from the garage because we're on our way to the farm because I got my second KS5L. Like I mentioned in my prior KS5L video, this is the one that effectively I got 50% off the now lower price. So pretty much, literally there was no thought, for $2,500 this thing will pay itself off so quickly, even with incoming hash rate, that it was a no-brainer decision. But yeah, we're gonna get this to the farm. Gonna kind of skip the whole unboxing and setup because you guys saw that in the last KS5L video. So we're just gonna skip all the way to when it's already set up in the computer, and then just and not even go through that process because you guys have seen the GUI for IceRiver and specifically the KS5L. There's no reason to go through that process. But we're going to skip to, when it's poolside, see how much I'm earning per day, and then also, do my updates on the ROI calc now that I got both here. So I'll be earning considerably more towards my ROI every day on my 2 KS5L investment. So we're going to jump ahead to when this is already set up and already showing up on the pool. See you guys in the computer. So before we jump over onto the pool, I wanted to show you something that I noticed in the IceRiver monitor tool while setting up this unit that I found pretty interesting. So this is my original KS5L from the prior video, and you can see all the default stuff here. And essentially what I wanted to show is that the clock speeds on these chips from the June batch were 650 each for all the different chips. They're all 650. So nothing crazy or surprising there, but just wanted to mention that that's what these were. And that is true across all the different boards. So you can see they're all 650. Now, if I switch to my new unit, the July batch KS5L, look at that. They're all 665. So all of them are an additional 15 megahertz higher on each chip. So it seems like maybe IceRiver has added a subtle overclock to KS5Ls over time. And, I don't know what this affects. I mean, in theory, it should affect hash rate or something. But obviously I haven't done any testing yet. But yeah, all three boards, 665 instead of the 650. The other thing you'll notice is that the temps on the chips are a tiny bit higher, not crazy. But if we switch back to the 30 to the original KS5L, there you go. You'll see that the average temps for my chips have dropped a tiny bit. Not anything excessive, and I wouldn't expect anything excessive with only 15 megahertz on the clock increase, but it is ever so slightly higher when I go over to the same board in the same position in the miner on the new unit. So just an interesting thing that I notice is that they seem to have upped the clock on all the chips on the new unit ever since the July batch, and that may or may not reflect in this hash rate over time. We'll have to keep an eye on this on the pool side and see if this unit consistently averages higher. But we'll hop on over to the pool now and see how it goes. So I got the pool open now. It's been actually quite a few days. I was on vacation, so I kind of let this run and am now following up on how my earnings are being and how these units are running. I did have a Comcast outage today. They were doing work in the farm's area, so everyone was down in the area. So I had some brief outages, so please ignore that. But the 3 hours, it's been more than 3 hours since Comcast has got everything back up and running, at least for today. They apparently have to come back multiple more days, which is really annoying. And I hate it because I have no other options for internet. It'd be really nice to have a secondary internet. Actually, it'd be nice to have Comcast be my secondary. They are putting fiber in my area, but it is not ready yet. Anyway, so you can see I have all my big miners here mining Kaspa. Again, all my KS0s no longer mine Kaspa. It's pretty much not profitable to mine Kaspa on KS0s. So they're all on, spec mine little coins. whatnot. But you can see our two KS5Ls plus all the my KS1.5s. I label 1 and 2 just because one was originally a 1 and one was a 2, and then we have my 3L as well. Um, and then my two KS5Ls, which are rocking it. They've been rocking it for, well, it's actually been about a month now since I got the second KS5L, which was earlier in this video. I got it on the 15th of July, so it is now like, pretty much the 15th of August. But it has, in fact, been always a tiny bit higher for the most part on average than the original KS5L. So I do think that 15 megahertz per chip is kind of a factor. Very minimal. Usually it's, within point 0.2, zero point 0.1 higher on average. I mean, obviously it varies. There's highs and lows, but generally speaking, it is always averaging about zero point 0.2 terahash higher than the KS5L. And obviously, in the last month, tons of hash rate has come on, so our earnings are way down. But we'll get into our ROI calcs in a second. And my average hash rate has been right around 34 terahash at any given moment. Right now is actually a really good 3 hour average. This is pretty typical. My KS3L usually gets a little over 6. And these two are pretty much right where they always are. So everything's right about where it is. So yeah, our 3 hour average of 34 terahash is pretty solid. Again, here it's showing 33, but that's because I had this outage that threw off all my average numbers for the day. But my averages have generally been about 34. Um, so with that in mind, we're going to hop on over to my ROI calc, which I had to rebuild this whole spreadsheet. I don't know if you guys remember that, like Microsoft outage, whatever. So whoever my uh, I don't know how to describe it. Like I have like a subscription, but it's like through through GoDaddy for Microsoft and everything. Apparently, I tried to access the Excel file the day that outage happened, and it corrupted my file, so I had to rebuild it. It was literally the only. Um, this is my only like spreadsheet file that I don't have locally saved for some stupid reason, and it was only in the cloud. And yeah, it got corrupted, and I had to rebuild it. So right now, I only have one tab. I lost all my other tabs. Still got to remake those for my AL boxes and whatnot. But luckily, I'm gonna do these videos for you guys, so it's pretty easy to recreate and put in the information from days past. But this is our ROI calc, just to remind you guys. So I bought two of them. I got one at that older price. Bought it on the June 2nd, right before the price drop. So then I got a nice coupon for the second one, which is why I did it. And you can see, I am not only tracking my ROI in USD, but my ROI based on if I had bought Kaspa on those days. Kaspa was a lot cheaper back then, so definitely have some ground to make up. As you can see, if I had bought on these 2 days that I bought these machines, I would have had 66,177 Kaspa. And as of today, my farm has yielded me 20,715 Kaspa. So we have technically, I guess, paid off the second one. So that's cool. In Kaspa earnings. Let's do some USD calcs here though for you guys. But yeah, we have about another, what is that, 46,000 to go. 45,000 to go before we earn as much Kaspa as I could have bought if I had just bought Kaspa on the 2 days I bought these two KS5Ls. So yeah, let's do some farm calcs. For me, again, my ROI calcs are based on my whole Kaspa mining farm because I run as a business and I reinvest my profits, and my prior miners are fully paid off. So therefore, everything's gravy from those, which therefore means it is technically helping pay off further expansion. So that is why I use all these units. And right now we're at 34 terahash, as I had previously mentioned. Let's go to mining pool stats. Again, not the greatest tool for calculating, but for our purposes, good enough. We're going to throw in 34,000 gigahash, and right now that says I should be making 329 Kaspa a day, which is pretty much what the pool is saying. The pool is saying 334, but we'll use the more conservative number. Why not? So 329 for you guys. That's how much Kaspa we're earning today. Great. And that's for my whole farm again. That's two KS1.5, so KS3L and two KS5Ls. Man, it's crazy. I remember when a KS0 was making like 10 times this much money. Much Kaspa a day. Anyway, that was a different time. Oh man. And then our Kaspa the USD. Let's see, where are we hovering at this moment? We're at 16.6 cents. Awesome. So let's throw that in there for you guys. This is going to be actually 0.166. Awesome. Awesome. And then, yeah, so that did all our calcs there, and you can kind of see where we're at. So putting all this information not only fills out this, but it actually fills out my earnings here. So you can see that my current earnings of 20,000 Kaspa is currently worth, that's not how that works. Apologies. You can see that I did, this sell times that. And that gets us our $3,438. So yes, we have in fact paid off one of our machines. So that's exciting. Still got a long ways to go to pay off the other one. In fact, we have about 114 days to ROI still. And that's if the hash rate stays where it currently is. Probably not going to be the case. I wouldn't be surprised to see this by the time. I'm pretty sure I will pay off these units. Pretty confident. Again, not financial advice. It'll probably, all in all, I mean, right now it's saying 114 more days. It's already been 30 days, so we're at 145 days ROI total projection. It's probably going to be more like 200 would be my guess. But which still really isn't bad. Again, I think people underestimate or overestimate how much money you can make mining crypto. Like, unless you're like in a fluke situation or get like the first batch of the first ASIC on a network ever, like you're, you know, ROI is 180 to 365 days. That's pretty normal. So yeah, I expect this to probably keep climbing as we keep going, but I do expect that we will eventually get there. This number is indeed lower than prior. I think the last time I did a video it was like 180, and now we're down to 114. So making progress, but that's also because we got a second unit in, which is helping us gain Kaspa faster. So, and then I do want to go over to our FOMO calc. So this is if you bought a KS5L today. Now, I should probably check if this price is still accurate. Let's go to IceRiver.com. We'll rephrase that. We'll go to IceRiver.io. Don't go to .com. That's not a real site. And we're going to go to their shop page, and let's see what. Oh, they're still listing it for 4,080. I know you can get this from third parties for a little cheaper right now, especially because the hash rate's gone up. But we'll say for now 480. And a single KS5L is obviously not going to have 34,000 gigahash. It's going to only have 12,000, which means you'll be getting about 116 Kaspa a day. So let's throw that in there. 116. And this will be the same exact thing. So 16.6 cents, which means you'll be at about a 250 ROI, 250 day ROI right now. So really, this has gone up considerably since early June. In early June, if you had bought one of these, I think this was 180 days, and now we're looking at 250. So definitely going up, and I expect it to keep going up. As I said, I think more and more hash rates coming. Wouldn't be surprised if by that sometime this fall we're probably at 1 exahash. I mean, we're getting close, guys. Like we're at what 800 petahash right now, so an exahash is not that far away. And I mean, if we look at this chart here, woo, that is spiking. It does look like it's starting to tail off, and I'm imagining that's because a lot of this batch is finally out and about. But more units are going to be made. Don't worry, guys. So I do expect this number to keep going up. So the longer you wait, and this is true for really any ASIC, the longer you wait, honestly, it usually gets worse, even if the price of the ASIC goes down. Like, it's all, the name of the game is always being in the first batch. and somehow getting in before everyone else. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm looking at. You know, ROI wise, again, working towards that ROI. It's been about a month that I've had both units now, month and a half total. I've been running um, at least one of them. So that's about 45 days. And this has come down considerably from our initial. So definitely good there. Again, pretty confident I'm going to get the additional 45,000 Caspa to pay these off, especially because I have, as I said, my other units helping to pay these units off. So, but yeah, that's kind of all I got for now. Comment down below if you've bought a KS5L. I thought they were a really good steal and deal. When they first did the price drop, like if you bought that first batch that had the price drop, obviously you wouldn't have got this $2,000 number unless you got a coupon, which meant you had previously purchased for a lot more expensive. But if you had bought this for 4,800, like the day they dropped the price, and you would have got your unit like the first week in July, man, that was a steal. Honestly, to this day, I still think it was a steal. I mean, you would have already been earning for 45 days on it, which 45 days ago, hash rate was like half as much as it was now. So you would have worked a considerable amount towards your ROI already. That's kind of like my first unit here that I put up on July 1st. A lot of this 20,000, like probably 10,000 of it was in the first 2 weeks before this one even arrived. Um, so it is kind of a little late now, so but comment down below your thoughts. I kind of think it's a little too late to jump on the KS5L. I think at this point, anyone looking to get in the IceRiver or any Kaspa ASIC game is waiting for really the next generation miner again. The next efficiency uh, killer. Whatever they call it, a KS7L or whatever. But that's probably not. That's probably 6 months away minimum at this point, maybe even longer. Um, but yeah, I just think it's a little too late for the KS5s. Whether you get an L, an M, or a regular from Bitmain, I just think the ship has sailed at this point. This number just keeps going up. But that's just my opinion. And again, this obviously doesn't factor in price appreciation, which at that point, this all goes out the window. Obviously, price appreciation would also affect if you had just bought the coin. So that gets into the whole argument of, well, should you have just bought versus mine? But you know, in that situation, say that you didn't buy the coin, but you bought a miner and it does price appreciate and you still made money, like, yeah, sure, you could have bought more, made more money if you had just bought the coin for these costs here. But, if you're making money, you're making money. So, again, none of this is financial advice. Comment down below, like, subscribe, and that's all I got on my KS5Ls. Until next time.